think Bill is going to take as well. And with Jeffrey Epstein no longer on this planet, we're never going to have answers from the other side.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of frustration among those young women, those survivors, that they won't get those answers. Emily, he says, Bill Clinton, the second reason I'm here is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not only justice but healing. He said that. He also stands up for Hillary Clinton. He said, but before we start, I have to get personal. You made Hillary come in. She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited him or his properties. Whether you subpoena 10 people or 10,000, including her, it was simply not right, he says.
That's fine. I mean, I think we've known for decades that they are, at least in public, quite a team, and neither will ever say anything untoward or contradictory about the other. To me, it means nothing, and you hit the nail on the head when you talked about his pierced credibility up until this point. And I think the notion of embarrassment, the notion of power dilution is quite a tempting sort of blackmail source, and I think reason behind so many people that keep their mouth shut. We have likened this situation to Weinstein, to Kevin Spacey, to these sort of poorly kept secrets that are well known within circles. And the reality is you can't prove, short of something in writing, that someone knew something. And that's why these people are allowed to fester as malignant tumors in our society, because you couple people that don't want to shake something like a marriage or a public perception or their power, you couple that with victims being voiceless and terrified and having zero type of representation, even being forced to sign NDAs. I mean, the level of complexity here that stifled these hundreds and hundreds of victims, and that emboldened these hundreds and hundreds of either bystanders or predators, it's a complex and unfortunate machine. So I don't think that there's going to be a provable element here unless, yes, something is in writing. But I will say this, chipping away at it will work. It's just like a drop of water on a stone. It will work as long as there keeps being this pressure, because eventually there will be something that is provable, and then the entire sham can finally come to light.
Paul, I heard an attorney say yesterday that he would start with the pictures of Bill Clinton and Epstein and drill down on those and ask the context, the time, the place, the memory. Probably a good place to start.
Well, first thing I would ask in that context would be, did you pose for that painting wearing in a dress that they found on the wall on the Upper East Side? What's the story with that?
Yeah.
All right, a couple of things real quick. First of all, if this is such a nothing burger, then why did the Clintons fight it so hard? All right, come out, say your piece, and go away. Obviously, they were going to be embarrassed, etc. Number two, I would also ask, in terms of how they set up Bill's testimony here with Hillary, who was the plus one relative to Ghislaine. Now, the Clintons are good lawyers. Even though Bill lost his license, they will have lawyered this from now until doomsday. So they're going to have their answers. I wouldn't expect any big revelations, but put them on the spot and say, do you remember who the plus one was, since Hillary said it and then dove for, a foxhole because she didn't want to answer that question. Now, we're asking the wrong stuff, all right? The Clintons are old news, and I think the country wants to know more about Epstein's machinations than they do about Bill Clinton. I think the public has long ago made up their mind about Bill Clinton. What I would be asking is the following. The Clinton Global Initiative, all right, we all know, anybody who has seen or read the book Clinton Cash, the Peter Schweizer things, knows what that thing is about. I was an early warning relative to this NGO system that the progressives have put together that's a shadow government that has Americans saying, wait a minute, where's all this money coming from? Oh, it's our tax money. How did that work out? They should be looking at any of the commonalities between Epstein and that, because I think they're likely there. I don't know anything, but I think that they are. That's where I would be going. And then lastly, real quick, the search warrant returns. I've been saying this since I'm on here. If you do a search warrant, what you find, you got to bring back to the judge. This is what I got out of the house. Okay. At least 3 search warrants, likely 4. The house out in the desert, the one on the Upper East Side, and the house on the island. What did you find? Because there's going to be an entry in there that says 400 videotapes. And now you know how he had the leverage he had. That's where to start. Forget the painting, forget the photos. Where did he get the leverage to have Bill Gates eaten out of his hands?
Yeah, no, the leverage is a big part of this. You know, Marie, it's interesting. Politico Playbook was writing yesterday about how this new generation of Democrats is basically saying, you can see it here, but we're not going to have fealty to our forebears. There's always been this deference to the Clintons, but that time has passed. They were a part of calling them in and said this is a bipartisan both party situation that we both want to see happen.
That's right. I mean, some of them voted for this in the House, which is extraordinary. We can see how times are changing. And look, I agree with Emily. I think we just need to keep chipping away with this. I actually would have liked to see these on camera, on video. I think transparency here is the best thing we can do. The Clintons wanted them on camera. Why don't we want to see that? Why are we just relying on members of Congress who do have their own reasons for saying things to come out and tell us what they said? So I would have liked to see them on camera.
That's going to come out, by the way. On the first go, you're saying.
I want everyone who's mentioned multiple times here to be deposed. Larry Summers, Bill Gates, and you're all probably going to yell at me. Donald Trump is mentioned 6,000 times at least in the documents we have seen. So I think if we want to get to the bottom of the Epstein story, we have to depose not just Bill Clinton, not just Hillary, who never met him, and I actually think it was a waste of time that they deposed her, but all these powerful men who were caught up. You know, Les Wexner had to answer questions last week, who were caught up in this. And I think that has to include Donald Trump. He is named in these thousands of times. And there's also, I mean, Epstein's not alive, but Ghislaine Maxwell still is. And she is clearly trying to get a pardon from President Trump. She was moved to this lower security prison. She can still answer questions. And I think, you know, I'm the only non-lawyer on this couch, but I think there has to be a way to compel her to do so. I don't know what it is, but I would like to hear from her.
I would note that Donald Trump was not on the plane, so putting him in the same pool as Bill Clinton, who was on the plane, I think it was
But he's mentioned, Kayleigh, all over, so ask him the question.
However, and I would also note that there is video. It's going to come out as soon as today. But you are right that the Clintons wanted on the first go this to be on-cam testimony, not characterized, and then video thereafter. But we will be getting the video.
That's right.
And I'm told Hillary is, at least Lauren Boebert said she's not the happiest on camera. So
you know what? I wouldn't be either.
We'll see. All right.
I don't blame her.
President Trump heading to Texas, and we are waiting to see what he tells reporters about the situation in Iran as he weighs a possible strike.
Thanks for coming in to talk about Doug Jr.
Of course. Third grade is when I learned Liberty Mutual could save you hundreds by customizing your car insurance.
Why don't you come sit with us?
Oh, a little snug. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I've got this old bike and I got the receipt right here. I'd like for you to beat it with a better deal on the souped-up model.
We can't do that. Verizon does. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal.
You're not as cool as Verizon.
When you need longer-lasting body pain relief, try Aleve. Just one dose of Aleve provides pain relief for up to 12 hours from all types of body pain. Aleve, longer-lasting body pain relief.
Man, I love this place. But when my dry AMD progressed to geographic atrophy, or GA, I was worried I'd be seeing less of it. My retina specialist told me that Izervay protects healthy retinal cells longer and is proven to slow GA.
Slow it down, get GA going slower.
Which could help me see what I love for longer.
Izervay, get GA going slower.
Izervay is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam.
With Izervay, I'm taking action to slow my GA, and seeing him out there means everything to me.
Ask your retina specialist how you could help preserve your vision longer with Izervay.
How to be Jesse Diggins. Step 1, grind on the snow. Step 2, grind off the snow. Step 3, grind your way to victory. And that's how to become one of the best cross-country skiers in the world. But if all that seems like too much work, maybe just watch Jesse and the rest of the Stiefel US ski team chase their dreams this winter.
Oh no, is this the episode with the breakup?
Reba, we can't agree on the house.
Y'all need Realtor.com. With over 500,000 new listings every month, you could find the one today.
This could be it.
Better put a key ring on it. Realtor.com.
The Bill Clinton deposition. What happened behind closed doors, and what did he reveal under oath? Laura goes inside the testimony with a first-hand witness tonight on The Ingram Angle.
As a physician, my #1 priority is always to give patients the best possible care. The Prescription Drug Affordability Board might sound like a good idea, but this misguided policy allows for political appointees to make treatment decisions, not doctors and patients. The board won't lower patients' costs. Instead, it will restrict access to vital medicines. Let patients and doctors decide. Don't make us compromise on critical treatment decisions.
Honestly, DSO1 keeps things moving. I know you've been trying to find a probiotic that actually works, so I think you need to try DSO1. I'm sending you the link now.
Experience the power of a healthy gut. Visit seed.com to start